Alexa, play Itches Ain't Shit by Dr. Dre. Conclusion. Well, I don't know why, but I remember something that Kevin discussed with me when we first moved in, the effing trees. They have a large maple tree, and they have a juniper tree. Kevin always told me they were in the process of contracting a company to crown and lift the maple tree. Furthermore, they were going to get the juniper tree off my fence. Dear reader, I know the law too. I can legally trim anything that goes over my property line. Now all those pointless conversations were making sense. It was my time to join this exciting game called pettiness. Karen, you have until Sunday to get your juniper off my fence. Karen, shut up. I told you we were going to get it handled this fall. It's June. You have until Sunday, Karen. Or what? I allow my wife to rejoin the conversation, and I retreat to the garage. I grab my clippers, and prune a good couple inches of the juniper tree, and lay them at her feet. Cue T-Rex effing a volcano voice. Karen, what the hell do you think you are doing? I told you IT will be done this fall. You have until Saturday now. Karen, you are dumb too. Just like your wife, aren't you? My intelligence may have been debatable, but I suppose it was time to repeat the process. I now return with about 2 feet of tree, and place it at her feet. I am like Momo McKeffo of FF Lady. You have until Friday. Karen, you better not touch my tree again. I will call the cops and have you thrown in jail tonight. You're so dumb, aren't you? Now I see where you children get it from. I know the law too, Karen. I will be back in a minute with some more of your juniper tree. Karen, Kevin, Kev I5 and I again return to the tree. I now have another 2 feet of juniper tree to place at her feet. The more she screams, the smaller her tree becomes. It was an enjoyable game of cause and effect. Meanwhile, I see Kevin and Kevin Jr. running like Usain Bolt to secure their tree with toe straps. Karen, I hope you're happy. You are terrible people. You are both terrible parents, and your children are heathens. I am sick of ball bouncing and waking my son up too. You people need to move. You're just horrible parents. Horrible. Screaming louder, horrible parents. Dear reader, I had enough. I was at critical mass. I was going to explode. Karen continued to yell at my wife and I was zoning out. It was comical to watch Kevin and Kevin Jr. secure the tree to their porch in order to get it off the fence. Once complete, they quickly made their way back to the one-sided screaming party. Karen, horrible parents. Look what they did to my poor tree. Kevin, I think we should call the cops, dear. Karen, horrible parents. I feel sorry for your kids and just shut the F up. I raked up 21 bags of leaves this past fall. 21. Funny, because we don't have a tree in our backyard. I pulled an additional bag's worth of leaves and branches from my gutter. Not from my tree either. It was from your tree. You know what, Kevin? I didn't bitch. I didn't knock on your door and complain. Kevin, yeah, and? We live in a suburbia. This shit happens. They are kids. Kids effing play outside. I don't want the ball in your yard either. You accuse of them of being in your yard. You also accuse them of breaking mulch. How in the F do you break mulch? Are you effing serious? Really? Karen, yes really. Maybe you should learn how to parent your horrible children. Just effing lost IT. Wait for the surprise. Know what? That's the last time you question me about my parenting. My children are going to grow up and be productive members of our society. I find it comical that you have the audacity to question my parenting, seeing how you have wait for IT, a 49-year-old son living at your house for the past 9 years. I assume it was because of the divorce and the bankruptcy he filed 9 years ago? My children are waking your child up? Your child is a jobless 49-year-old man living at home with mom and dad. Is he working on a startup? Prestige Worldwide maybe? Boats and Hoss. Karen, effing baffled. How do you know any of that? Do you go snooping through our mail too? I am good at what I do, and I found everything online. I know you are 69, and lost your license due to reckless endangerment charge in 2017. I know Kevin Jr. has 5 different moving violations and 1 DUI. I also know he was fired from his grounds crew job with the HOA. I know your husband is 72 and wears the same effing shirt every day, so I can only assume that laundry is not a priority. I know your phone numbers and email accounts. I know a lot of shit about you. Your child is 49 and lives at home. Maybe you should be more worried about your parenting and less about mine. We can have a civil relationship or we can have a war. Just remember this though, I'm going to effing outlive you. They stormed in the house. They were not happy or impressed with my ability to figure shit out. It was not over for me though. They effed with the wrong if head. They were unaware of actions I took to keep the peace. For example, I never let the boys play basketball while they were outside eating dinner. I didn't let them play before 9 or after 7. I tried, but they would play Blair country music and enjoy the gorgeous weather and eat a meal. I never bitch about Garth Brooks on volume 100 while I watched the national news. I was teleworking, and I took Effery up as a part-time job now. I have wrestled since I was 4 years old. I was never much of a basketball guy. I am now though. Karen and Kevin had just sat down to enjoy their meal. I don't have to spy either. I can easily see them out my French doors as I watch the national news. I patiently waited for the sloth speed of heads to get their outside dinner setting perfectly situated. I could hear Tim McGraw playing when I opened my French doors. I like music too, so I figured I would get my groove and play basketball. Alexa, Amazon, play Itches Ain't Shit by Dr. Dre. Alexa, Bleep and Bleep by Dr. Dre. Alexa, Volume 10. I have a new fondness for rap music and the game of basketball. This didn't stop Karen from recording my heathens on a daily basis. I know what I was about to do was petty, but I had 0 Fs to give at that point. I had one last FU. It was my final card to play, an Uno reverse card of sorts. My neighbors, across the street, and my family have bonded. He had a tree removed last week, and I had an epiphany. How much would it cost to trim a large maple tree that overhangs my property? I am not talking a couple branches either, but more like one half of a more than 100-foot tree. I approached the tree removal company and offered them a sizable chunk of change and informed them of my delicate problem. They said, any friend of my neighbor is a friend of theirs. Pro bono. They move their large equipment over to my backyard and take their time getting ready. Guess who came running out of the house? No. Not Brad Pitt. Get your shit together, reader. Karen and Kevin came running out. Kevin, hey buddy. Buddy, not a fed, not horrible parent. Buddy, what can I do for you? Kevin, what are they doing here? Oh, them, points? Kevin, yeah, what are they doing? Oh, well, they are going to trim the tree? Kevin, just trim? Yep, just a little trim. Karen, you know that tree was a gift from our daughter, right? We don't want anything drastic. It has been with us for over 40 years now. Kevin, yeah, it was a gift from our daughter. How much are you thinking about trimming? Well, just so you're aware, you understand that I can legally trim anything that overhangs my property? I have approval from my lawyer and the HOA to trim it. Frankly, I care as much about your tree as you do my children's privacy. I could effing care less. Kevin, how much are you talking about trimming then? My property line is here. I point, and it extends up. I point up, to space. I am going to trim every single branch that encroaches my property. So, probably about 1/3 of your tree. It's gonna look really effing funny when I am done. Oh well. Karen started to cry. It was a really, really ugly cry. There was no more rage left in her. She was defeated. Kevin was defeated as well. This was not my desire. Don't get me wrong, I don't care if she cried, but it was not my intent. Or you can stop recording my effing children. Karen, looking like snot-nosed Carol Baskin, if I stop recording? Look, we don't have to like each other, because I certainly don't effing like you guys. My boys never go in your yard. Ever. I don't give shit if you keeps the other basketballs, but I will be damned if you effing record them ever again. If you do, I will cut your tree down without warning. Kevin, pissed. Thanks bud. No worries friend. I am just trying to be neighborly. Just remember, I am dead serious about the tree, and I am pretty certain I will outlive you.